So it's 6:05. So whoever else joins, they'll just join in from where you're joining in. I do suggest you guys getting your pens and pads because this will be very detailed. This is only 40 minutes. Well, really 35. That's just Zoom regulations, I guess, for the it's only 40 minutes that they offer. So if it's getting good and I am able to relaunch it or whatever, that's what I would do. Otherwise, if it's getting good and we get down to the nitty gritty, then I'll go ahead and post the link in Facebook so that way you guys can rejoin the link or whatever. That just depends on how everything is going. So again, with y'all being in my group, thanks for joining my group. I've been doing this for a while now. If you can see my screen, I have a lot of content. I have a lot of content that I've created before. So this is why I'm starting this to actually share my expertise and kind of help other businesses out, especially with Black Friday and those who are participating. I want you guys to be able to get, the best out of it. So here is my email campaign that I'm doing for the Black Friday. This is for my business, Angelic Crown. So what we'll be creating today is this little part right here where it says buy one, get one free. We'll be creating that today. Everything else, I may do this separately, like the header and a regular flyer. I may host another one and do that separately. But this just makes it easier because when you create it on Canva, you can get it to look how you want it to look, and then you add it to the email, and then you don't have to worry about, MailChimp not making your email look the way you want it to look. So you can just add it and add whatever codes you want to, and then go about your business. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up. This is one I just created the other day. If you guys have any questions along the way, just so I can get through this part, just either type them in the comment section. I'm not ignoring you. I'm just going to save it to the end. Otherwise, write it down and then we can discuss other things later. So I'm using the system Canva. I use this for all my creative design just because I'm able to add whatever I want to, and it's just really helpful. They do have a lot of templates on here that you can use, but I don't really use the templates just because I am very creative, but I do like to look at their styles, or I'll go on Pinterest and just find kind of get me going to figure out where I want to head, and then I kind of go from there. So as you can see, the email newsletters that they have on here, really when you are on the homepage, you can type in the search bar whatever you're looking for. So you can type in email, and as you see, they have the email header, the newsletter, birthday header, whatever, a regular, promo going on or anything like that. But for this one, I just clicked the newsletter. So this is where I started from. I was looking at this pink and blue one right here to kind of get me going. But then as you guys can see, I did my own thing. But so just to get started, I'm going to be recreating this whole thing with you guys, just so that way you guys can see how I created everything. So I'm going to go ahead and start with a white background so that way you guys can see. Okay, so first things first, I have this picture here, which as you guys can see in my uploads, I have all my photos uploaded. I did a personal photo shoot. So I just uploaded to Canva, and then I'm able to utilize it whenever I'm ready to do so. So I really started off with that photo. I'm just going to copy and paste here instead of scrolling through all my photos. I've been doing other content. So I started off with this photo, and I knew I wanted you guys to both see for this flyer or this email blast. I wanted you guys to be able to see the lash on my eye as well as on the plastic. So what I did here was I went to Elements, and in Elements they have these frames or grids. I think I went to grids. So in the grids, I knew I had 9 different lash styles. So I went ahead and found the 9 one. and shaped it out myself. Let's see. I'm gonna just do. I don't. It took me a minute to go through this list of grids to actually count them out, and make sure I had 9. But so it'll show up like this on your background. But what I just went ahead and did is slide it over to get it to the size that I want, and then move it up. And you see how I adjusted the shapes based on however many you have. You can put it in there. So I have 5 in here, so I will just go ahead and do 5. And I originally wanted, so before I go on, I'm gonna go ahead and copy, and I do Command C to copy, and then I do Command V to paste. So I originally wanted to keep those together, but I figured that would kind of look kind of tacky going underneath this photo here. So I was like, okay, let me put it on the side, which, okay, wow, that looks good. So I waited until after I adjusted this grid to the way I liked it before I copied and pasted, because otherwise you'll have to do the same for the other one. And if you want everything to be, you know, geometrically the same, you want to go ahead and wait until you finish with that. So now that I have my little 5 here, all I go to is uploads, and then I add each of my photos, which I have a lot of photos. So again, I'm just gonna go ahead and move y'all out the way. I'm just going ahead and delete this one, and I'm just gonna copy and paste my grid. So yeah, I just went through and found all the lash styles that I had, and then matched them up on the other side. Once I got that done, I was like, okay, I want people to know what exactly they are looking at, and not just be like, here's my lashes. So in order to create this word part right here, or the text, I went ahead and just went to text on the left-hand side. And then I knew the style, like I have, these are my brand's fonts. So I just went ahead and stuck with the same font. Oh, that went up to this one, my bad, y'all. So I don't know what's first, which slash is first, but I'm just gonna type it in here. Okay, bear with me, y'all. My delete button do not work on my dang on computer because my daughter spilled water on it. So I have to like highlight and delete. But so to get started, I'm just gonna type different lashes, or and I'm just typing and then pressing enter. Ooh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so now to get this evenly separated, it took me a long time to figure this out, but now that I have it figured out, I'm gonna tell y'all. What's this coming? No. Oh, I must have drawn on the, okay, ignore this yellow line that's on there. This must be a part of the Zoom. I don't know how that got on there or how to delete it. I'm new to Zoom, so bear with me, you guys. So to go ahead and get started, up at the top, there is this up and down bar next to a paragraph. This is where you can adjust your spacing. So letter is the actual letter to space it across, which you guys can use for other templates, which looks really good if you have like something short and sweet and you want it to fit equally inside like the picture. Like say if I wanted it to go into right underneath this picture right here, I would like spread out the word London so that way it looks nice underneath, you know, if that's the only word that I had under there. So that is the lettering, and then we have height. So as you can see, the height only goes so far. So I noticed that when I go in front of each of the paragraphs, basically, so to speak, I'm able to start it over. So as you can see, my line height is back at basically the middle, or 0 or 1.4. So now I'm able to move that further down away from London. And basically I would just go through, line it up, and hit enter if I have to. So now I hit enter. I spaced it first and then I hit enter, or you can hit enter first and then space it to adjust to make sure. I want the lettering to be right here under the eyebrow. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same for the others. As you can see, that doesn't really get me anywhere. So I'm just going to go ahead and press enter. And now I'm going to use the line height to adjust it exactly where I want. So I would just go through and do the same for each of these. I needed to double space for that one. So I'm just going to use the line height to scoot that up a little bit. Okay, and that one landed right on the eye, so that's good. I'll hit enter once for this one. And you guys kind of just gotta play with it. Like this one didn't, the line height didn't get it all the way down, so I have to double it and then come back up a little bit to get it exactly where I want it. And that landed on there, and that landed on there. So once I got it all exactly where I wanted it to do, like I did before, I just go ahead and click this little bar. I press copy and paste. Even if you press it over here and paste over here, it's still gonna enter on this, on the left-hand side, or next to the previous edit that you did. I don't know why it does that, but it does that. So yeah, I could just move this over. As I see over here, I want this to be a little down a little bit more to kind of line up with that. I wish. Okay. To kind of line up with that. And since I want it to match, I'm going to go ahead and delete this indent, or I would delete this indent, just so, yeah, it can land on top rather than on bottom, so that way everything looks exactly alike. So yeah, there's that part for the sides, as you guys can see. So let's get into this Black Friday sale right here. So to start off, the black is in this initial heading that I have up here. This is saved from my brand. So what I can do is go ahead and type out black. Now to get it highlighted the way I do above, I like the color black, but I want to go ahead and make it glow. So if you go to the top bar and press effects, they have the neon effects. And as you can see, it's in black, and that highlighted the black for me. You can do any color you like. Like I have on the other ones, I have pink, you know, hot pink. And sometimes like when you do pink, you kind of have to play with the pinks because sometimes it looks a little white. But for this one, I'm just gonna go ahead and do black. Next, I have Friday. So I'm gonna go ahead and just copy and paste this word black, because it's the same highlighted ordeal, but I just changed the font. Because I didn't want them to look exactly the same. I wanted everything to kind of be different. And then when you start playing around with it, you're like, okay, that doesn't really go together. So let me change it to something else. Oop, I did that wrong. So with that highlighted, I have the fonts up here. I believe I did Sinclair. Is that Sinclair? What is this? Okay, now. Yeah, that's Sinclair. So I did that in Sinclair, and I want this now to be pink. So I go ahead to this A up here and change that to pink. Now, just so it's not just kind of like sitting up there like that. Is this what? This ain't right. Okay, let's do this bigger. Go ahead and curve that a little bit so it's not just right underneath. And so as you guys can see on my Friday, I have it listed above the black, and I don't really like that. I want the bead to lay on top of the Friday. So what I'm going to do is go to the position in the right hand corner, and I'm going to send it backwards. So now it's behind the Friday, and the black is kind of laying on top of the Friday, and the cursive is going through the R or whatever. That's how I like that better. So now we're going to do the cell part. So for the cell part, we're going to go back to the elements, and instead of grids, I believe it is frames. Yeah. So in frames, initially you'll see all the regular, the circle, they have the little computer. This is how people make like those social media edits, or say, you know, the cute little things that they have on the computer. This is where you can create a template and then put it on top of like the computer screen or the phone or anything like that. So if you scroll further down, this is where I have the big numbers and letters. Yeah, here they are. One thing I don't like about this is that they don't offer like a different font in the letters, but hey, we gotta make it do what it do. So I might go ahead and size this. I have the S here already. What I normally like to do is just click all of them, SALE, and then size them down to get them to kind of match up. Not kind of to get them matched up. I'm very particular about making sure all of my stuff is lined up precisely. So I'm gonna make this a lot smaller. And then what I like to do, as you can see, one thing I do like about Canva is when you're trying to line things up, they have these little red dotted lines. So it makes it a lot easier for you to measure everything out or get it exactly right. So once I hit the top of that, the L hit the top of the E, now it's completely even because that dotted line showed up. So now I know my stuff is gonna be on point. There it is. And it kind of puts like a little holder, like it made it a little harder for me to just go down with ease once I hit the top of the other letters, because it's trying to make it, back at 0. It's trying to make it automatically line up, which I like that as well. So that way it's like, okay, hey, your stuff is close. Do you really want to move forward, or trying to make it bigger or smaller? So now that I have it the way I like it, I'm going to go ahead and group these together just because so it doesn't move, and then I can align it the way I want. Once you highlight, the group shows up. So I'm going to go ahead and group that. And you can group and ungroup as you see fit. Now we're going to put in the little colors and make it fancy. I believe I did it on my uploads. One thing they do have, if you go to elements or photos, you can actually type exactly what you're looking for. So say if I was looking for, let's do it off of here instead, gold. They have like different things that you can use to put inside of the photo part. Or maybe I should go, is it styles? No. Or I will go in photos and look up gold. There we go. So I like this little gold here, and I just place it in there to make it look all nice and cute. And be careful before you when you hold and slide it over, don't just let it go, because it will go anywhere, because all of these are picture frames and it will definitely go anywhere. But that's not the one I use. You can also like just Google like backgrounds, backdrops, or anything like that. And I found this glitter one. One thing that you have to be sure of is that when you use something off of Google, make sure it's very fine. Like if you zoom this this gold out, you can see that it looks kind of like sugar. And that's one thing that I like, because when you look up closely, it's not pixelated, and you don't want to add anything pixelated because then it kind of looks messed up. So I'm just gonna go ahead and drag this over in here into each of these. Okay. All right, I like the way that looks. So I'm just gonna kind of make this a little smaller. Figure out how I did it up here. Oh, I did it upright. The other one I did crooked. Okay. So this one I did do upright. And now I'm just adjusting everything to get it the way I like it, the way it looks most appealing. So now that I have it the way I want it to look, you can't group one group with another group. So you have to ungroup this group and then highlight all three of those to group them together. And grouping it makes it so much easier for when you, obviously make sure you have everything highlighted. You group, because I obviously just did not. So make sure I go all the way across and I see every little box light up before I press group. Now that it's all grouped together, I can move it up here. And when I scale it down or scale it up to make it bigger or smaller, since I have it grouped together, they all will move as one. So that's the good thing about that. So now that I've showed you that, for the background, they do have these background options available to you. You can use any kind of background that you like. However, with this one, I like to do this with the kind of like Victoria's Secret pattern. It kind of reminds me of that. But then I make it my own color. So that's how I got the background, which is really super cute. I want to go ahead and add my logo. I'm sorry, guys, if you hear my daughter. I want to go ahead and add my logo. So what I did was I created, like they have the logo template available to you. I created my logo first, and then I went into downloads and downloaded transparent background. That is only offered to you when you pay for the service. Other than that, you can download your logo without transparent background. But for me, I wanted to use it on other photos or anything like that. So I went ahead and downloaded it transparent. So now once I find it, here we are. I could just go ahead and add that to my image. I was like, okay, make sure I have my logo on there so you know who I am, what's going on, who's this from. And since this is all about lashes, I want to go ahead and use another lash photo. Let me see if I can find it. I have so many photos in here, guys. Like, I really need to like folder all of these so that way I could just click on the right folder. I've just been doing designs after designs, and then it just gets overwhelmed. Like, Jesus. Okay, so here I had a little. Now they're having a technical problem. Really, Canva? Okay. They're having a technical problem, but you can also upload videos on here. I don't believe that you can take the background off of videos. I need this to, okay, we're gonna reload this page because it's tripping. And I need my photo to do what I'm about to do next. So guys, while we're waiting on that, how are you guys feeling so far? Are we learning some things? You got any questions? I think we're at 30 minutes. So I think we're still on good timing. All right. So now that we're back up and running, I like this group photo I did. I like this group photo that I did. Let me see if I can find it. Oh my goodness, I shouldn't have this much content. I mean, well, I guess a content creator would have all of this, huh, guys? I'm so corny, y'all. I'm nervous. Y'all liking this? Y'all enjoying it? Okay. Okay, so here's my other lash photo that we did that I really, really like. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do, because it has a background on it, we of course don't want that on there. We want that to be taken off. So if you go to effects in the left-hand corner, Canva now has background removal, which is so good for y'all because before they didn't have that. And I've been using Canva for like 3 years now. They did not have that before. I was like, what? So now I'm gonna go ahead and just scale that down and make sure it's small enough under my picture. I actually think I'm gonna move, I had this up. Yeah, I had it up here. I'm gonna adjust these because it's making me make my photo small and I don't want that. So as you guys can see, when you click on a photo, if it's adjustable, you have the middle parts, which move like that, but the corner dots, it actually scales out all together. The middle movements are more so for like cropping the photo. So that makes cropping a lot easier. So now that I have that, boom, 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 I love it, I love it. What do we have next? I wanna let people know that all my lashes are buy one, get one free. So what time is it? I don't necessarily think I need to do a repeat because all the font that I'm doing here, I just kind of play with the different fonts to make it look cute. Oh, the lighting. Okay, let's do the star. So now this is when stuff gets tedious. It is very tedious. So because I want a little star to glow, a little glow, I'm gonna go into elements and type star. One thing that you have to do, or that I noticed, you really don't have to, but one thing I noticed to make your finding a little bit easier, when you want, okay, it says I'm running out of time, y'all. Okay, we got 8 minutes. Okay, when you want something to move and glow, like how if you look at this star up here, it's glowing, it's lighting up. With MailChimp, you can't add the video to it. You can only do photos. So that it's really not beneficial to use, but anything for like Instagram or something like that you want to use it for, any type of animation. They also do have animated templates that you can use to kind of give you a gauge of what you want to do. But when you're searching for it, always type in, like I originally typed in star, I couldn't find what I wanted. So I typed in star animated. So now it's moving. Like whenever I put it on there, it'll be moving. So that's how I got the animated star. I believe I did one that had like, here it is. I did this one that has like 2. I didn't want both of them. I only wanted one. So I just went to the left-hand corner to crop that. And I just moved that over to the middle to kind of erase that other one. So now I have that one star, and you can adjust it because as you can see, when it actually comes out, it's still missing the end of the star. But then you can scale it down to meet the size along the side. So since everything is ending, which I'm so sad, and I thank you guys so much for joining this webinar. We'll be doing a lot more webinars. I am making this service available to all of my lovely business owners. Yeah, and I will see you guys over in Facebook. Make sure y'all stay tuned in the group because I will be posting other gems and things like that. Thanks again for joining, and I hope to see you in my next webinar. Bye, loves.